to avoid atheists and non-devotees. So basically, there are 6 loving exchanges like give, and take, explain and inquire, and eat and offer.
Okay, Mataji. So now we'll start. So today we are going to start sloka number 5. So I welcome all the devotees to today's class of Nectar of Instruction in the Bhakti Sastri of January 2026 batch. So till now we have read about the 4 sloka. So last 2 sloka we were the last sloka we were reading about the association, that how the loving exchanges should be there between the devotee. Okay. But before the loving exchange, we should identify who are the devotees with whom we should exchange. Loving exchanges should be done. Okay. So that we'll learn in today's class. Okay. And next leg also is also associated with the association part only, where we'll see that though a devotee in the material world is having some material dosha, okay, we should avoid the dosha and we should see only the guna. Okay. So that we'll see in the next class. Today's class is how to identify the devotee with whom we are going to associate. Okay. So the association part only we will continue today also. Okay. We have this, we can utilize this. Yeah. Okay. So that we are going to see with whom we are going to associate. The association part only we are going to see. Okay. So before we start, let's start with Mangalacharan. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tashmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Shahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Cha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Okay. I see everyone's video off. Is there any reason? Please switch on your video while the class is on so that I can see you are attending the classes. Okay, so let's start with the sloka. Sloka number 5. Krishneti yashagri tam manas adriyeta dikshasti dikshasti chet pranatibhish cha bhajantam isham शुश्रस्य भजन विज्ञ अनन्य अनन्यम अन्य निंदादि शून्य हृदम इप्सत संग लभ्य. Okay, so this sloka is you can say the very important sloka where we see with whom to associate. Okay, with whom to associate. Ipshita sang labhya. Okay, Ipshita means to desire. Okay, desirable. Whose sangha is desirable. Ipshita sang labhya. Whose sangha is desirable. With whom we should associate. That this sloka is going to tell. Ipshita sang labhya. With whom we should associate. It is saying Nindadi Shunya Hridam. The person who has Ninda. Anya Ninda. The full line will be Anya Nindadi Shunya Hridam. Here you can see Anya Nindadi Shunya Hridam means the person who has Shunya. Shunya means zero. Hridam means in the heart. Anya Nindadi, who has zero um, Ninda. Ninda means to speak ill about other persons, to blaspheme the other person. Anya Nindadi Shunidam. He doesn't have any Ninda, he doesn't do any Ninda. It doesn't mean that he is not externally doing any Ninda. Internally also, he doesn't have any grudges toward any other person, because that person, this person is of topmost class with whom we are going to associate. We should associate with a person who is topmost class. Okay, here you can see with whom we should associate. Shushusha, we should serve those person and associate and serve those person whom bhajan vigyam ananyam. Okay, bhajan vigyam ananyam means, bhajan vigya means, vigya means to that is perfect, most perfect person or most knowledgeable person. Bhajan vigyam, the person who know how to do bhajan, the person who has perfected their bhajan, with them we should associate. So we should associate with a person who is bhajan vigyam. Okay, ananya means always. Okay, he's always doing bhajan without any other motive, without any other work, without any other desire, without any other um, goal. Okay, they are doing the bhajana vigyam ananyam. So the person who is always engaged in the bhajan, always engaged, ananyam, no other desire, no other aim, no other goal, no other activity other than just one thing, that is bhajana Vigyam. Okay. The person who is always engaged in bhajan, who is always learned, the most learned in bhajan, the person who is always thinking about Krishna in their mind. Okay. So bhajan vigya, the person who is bhajan vigya, we should associate with that person. Ipsita Sangalavya, that person's Sangha is desirable. Okay. And Anya Nindadi Shunya Hridam, the person who is not doing any type of blasphemy to the other person. Okay. He just engaged in the thinking about Krishna, in serving Krishna, and not doing any blasphemy, not having any grudges internally as well as externally toward any other person. Okay. So that person's Sangha is desirable. So as a practicing devotee, what we should do is very practical, that we should associate with the person, who is very advanced in devotional service, who is very advanced in bhajan. Okay, and he has no any grudges, or he is not engaged in blasphemy toward any other person. That person's sangha is desirable. Okay, so that is the person. And Shushrushya. Okay, that means we should serve that person. So we should do service toward that person, and then that person's Sangha is desirable. So whatever we have learned till now, till Sloka 4, or the association part, with whom we should associate, the person who is very advanced in devotion, a person who is always engaged in the service of Krishna, a person who is always thinking about Krishna, he is always mentally, he is always thinking about Krishna, he is chanting. Okay, that person. And who, if obviously, if any person who is always engaged in Krishna service, so his mind is full with Krishna, he doesn't have any space for any other activity. So what to speak of nindadi shunya. Okay, doing ninda to other person. Okay, so what to speak of ninda. So his always mind is always filled. So he see every person as very advanced person, he see himself as the most fallen person. Okay, he has the full humility. Okay, Trinadapi Shunichena. That person is practicing the Trinadapi Shunichena. He thinks that he is the most fallen person, and the other persons are very advanced person. So he has the humble mood, humble attitude. Okay, so he's always thinking these persons as very advanced person. Okay, they may be now in different level, but later they will advance. So they think like, I am most fallen, these persons are not fallen, and that's why he doesn't do any ninda, because he think that he is only the patita. Okay, the most fallen, patit is most fallen, so he thinks that he is the most fallen. That's why he don't do any ninda, and his mind is always filled with humility. He's always begging to Krishna. Okay, he is always in viraha with Krishna. He is always in attachment with Krishna. So these two statements are like contradictory. He's always in attachment to Krishna and always in viraha to Krishna. Okay, just like the gopis, they are in viraha with Krishna. Okay, they are crying in viraha to Krishna. In that way, they are attached to Krishna. Okay, so that is the mood of the gopis. Okay, so these persons, they are always engaged in Krishna's service. They are always thinking about Krishna. They are always in a viraha mood of Krishna, and that's why they don't have any other attachment. They don't have any other activity to do. They don't have they do their activity so that they can maintain the body, but their mind is always filled with Krishna, serving Krishna, how to serve Krishna. So that is the type of person with Srila Rupa Goswami is saying that Ipshita Sangha Labhya. So that person's association we should take advantage. Okay, so this type of person we should associate with Ipsita Sangalabhya, the person who are always engaged in Krishna service. So these type of persons are called Uttam Adhikari. Okay, the most advanced person. Okay, if those type of persons are not available, then with whom to associate? Then the second type of persons we can associate. Who are those second type of person? Second type of person is this type of person. दीक्षास्ति चेत प्रणतिभीष च भजंतम ईशाम. Isham is Ishwar or the Lord. Bhajantam Isham. They are also doing bhajan to Ishwar. Okay, they are also engaged in the service of Krishna. And Dikshasti means they have taken initiation. They have their devotional life has started. Okay, they have taken the diksha, and what we should do is Chet Pranatibhis. Pranatibhis, we should offer our obeisances to these kind of person. So the most advanced type of person we should associate Ipshita Sangalabhya. But the second type of person, what we should do is Pranatibhis. We should offer obeisances. We should offer obeisances to these kind of person. If the advanced type of persons are the Uttam Adhikari is not available, then we can associate with the Madhyam Adhikari. These are the quality of Madhyam Adhikari. What are the quality of Madhyam Adhikari? Diksha Asti means they have taken initiation. So there are qualities of a person who can take initiation. Okay, what are those qualities? We'll learn in the text. Purport Prabhupada has written what are those qualities, the persons who can be initiated. So those persons who has been initiated and they are engaged in Krishna's service. Bhajantam Isham. Isham means to Lord. So they are engaged in the Lord's service. That person's we should do is Pratibhish. We should offer our obeisances and then we can associate with those persons. So Madhyamadhikari and Uttamadhikari, these two we can associate. We should associate. And the third type of person is the first line. Krishneti Yashagiri Tama Manasha Adriyeta. Okay. So the first type of persons are called Kanishta Adhikari. Okay, the Kanishta Adhikari. This type of person, the first line is the Kanishta Adhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari are Krishneti Yashagiri. Giri means tongue. Okay, the tongue. Krishneti Yashagiri. Yash means whose. So Krishneti means the persons who has Krishna in their tongue, who are always speaking about Krishna, who are always glorifying Krishna, who are taking the Lord's name, who are chanting. Okay, means who are chanting. Krishneti Yasagiri, the person who are chanting. Tam Manas Adriyeta. Adriyeta means to give adar or to give samman or to give respect. Manasha means in the mind. So we should give uh, respect in our mind to those kind of person who are taking Krishna's name. Okay, so the Kanishta Adhikari are the persons who are taking Krishna's name, and we should only respect in our mind to those persons. We should not associate with those persons. Okay, so this is the three types of person: the first class person, second class person, and third class person. The Uttama Adhikari, Madhyam Adhikari, and Kanishta Adhikari. So Uttama Adhikari are the persons who are Bhajan Vigya, who are very advanced in devotion, and they are not doing any blasphemy. They are not engaged in any blasphemy to other persons. The Madhyam Adhikaris, just 1 second.
Mataji, is the network issue I am only having or it's for everyone? Because I went out of the class for 2 times.
No,
Can
network issues there,
anyone please explain?
Mataji. Network issues there.
Okay.
So
Okay,
the
okay. Because 2
Uttamadhikari are
time
always engaged in bhajan, not engaged in any ninda. Okay. The Madhyamadhikari are who has taken initiation and who are engaged in devotional service. We should offer our respectful obeisances to those persons. And the Kanishtadhikari are those persons who are taking Krishna's name. We should offer our mental obeisances. We should offer respect mentally to those kind of person. Okay. So these are the three kinds of person we should differentiate for the association. Okay. Translation. So let's read one by one. So first one, Priyanka
Shall I read,
Mataji,
Prabhuji?
you start reading.
Shall I read?
One should mentally honor the devotee who chants the holy name of Lord Krishna. One should offer humble obeisances to the devotee who has undergone spiritual initiation, Diksha, and is engaged in worshipping the deity. And one should associate with and faithfully serve that pure devotee who is advanced in undeviated devotional service and whose heart is completely devoid of the propensity to criticize others.
Okay. So these are the translation. The first paragraph of the purport, please read.
Shall I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji, you can read.
In order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, one must select proper persons with careful discrimination. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore advises that we should meet with the Vaishnavas in an appropriate way, according to their particular status. In this verse, he tells us how to deal with three types of devotees: the Kanishtadhikari, the Madhyamadhikari, and Uttamadhikari. The Kanishta Adhikari is a neophyte who has received the Harinama initiation from the spiritual master and is trying to chant the holy name of Krishna. One should respect such a person within his mind as a Krishna Vaishnava, Kanishta
Kanishta
Vaishnava,
Vaishnava.
sorry, Kanishta Vaishnava. The Madhyama Adhikari has loving service of the Lord. The Madhyama Adhikari should be considered to be situated midway in devotional service. The Uttama
Mataji, you
Adhikari,
have left one line in between.
is it? I'm so sorry.
Yes, Mataji.
A
Madhyama Adhikari has received
spiritual initiation from the spiritual master and has been fully engaged by him in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. The Madhyama Adhikari should be considered to be situated midway in devotional service. The Uttama Adhikari or the highest devotee is one who is very advanced in devotional service. An Uttama Adhikari is not interested in blaspheming others. His heart is completely clean and he has attained the realized state of unalloyed Krishna consciousness. According to Srila Rupa Goswami, the association and service of such a Mahabhagavata or a perfect Vaishnava are most desirable.
Okay. So the association of this type of Vaishnava is most desirable. Okay. So we have also learned in the previous class what is the meaning of association. Association means to serve the devotee and take their mood. What is their mood? Okay. They have Krishna, they can give us Krishna. Okay. So that's the perfect devotee, the most perfect devotee. The Uttamadhikari, they have Krishna in their heart. Okay. They're always thinking about Krishna. They have the Krishna prema. So what they can do is they can give us Krishna prema. So we should take the mood of their by their association, and how we can take that mood by serving them. Okay. So the word here used was, you can see here, shushrushya. Okay, Shushushya means to serve them. Okay, so the most advanced devotee we should serve, and then we should acquire their mood of serving Krishna. How they are so much attached to Krishna, how they are serving to Krishna. Association does not means that we are sitting and sleeping together, we are sitting and walking, eating together, we are coexisting with that devotee. Okay, we are going to market with them, we are coming back, we are talking on phone to them. That doesn't mean that association. Okay, that doesn't mean that we are associating with any other person. Or in worldly minded, it can be there, but in the spiritual context, it is not correct. Association means not just coexisting with that person, that we are spending time with that person. Association means to do some endeavor. Okay, so do some endeavor so that we can please that person, and then we can take the mood of that person. So whatever activity we are doing, we should do endeavor to please that person, so that that person can give us Krishna. Okay, so that is the thing. So always we should in the mood that we should serve this person and we can please this person. So that is the meaning of association. And then take the mood of that person. Okay, that person will pleasingly give us that person, because the Uttam Adhikaris are very compassionate. Okay, they are ready to give us, they are ready to distribute Krishna Prema to everyone, because they have Krishna Prema. They don't want to keep with them, but the suitable patra or the container they are searching. Okay, so we should become a suitable container with endeavor to serve them, and with the desire to accept Krishna Prema. Okay, then they can give us Krishna Prema. So that is the meaning of association. Association should have only one intention, to attain Krishna Prema. Okay, so that should be the intention of association. So Uttamadhikari, with that mood we should associate. Okay, so that was the thing. And then in the purports we can start reading. There it is written, the first line itself, Prabhupada writes, you can see here, that in order to intelligently apply the sixfold loving reciprocations mentioned in the previous verse, the verse which we have read, one must select persons, proper person, with careful discrimination. Oh, discrimination. Even the spiritual life also we should discriminate. There is so many discrimination in the material world. So when we read this word discrimination, then our ears they stand, they are they the ears of what this person is speaking. Discrimination. Yes, discrimination should be done, but this discrimination should be on the basis of the faith. Okay, how the person is, whether the person is Madhyamadhikari, whether the person is Uttamadhikari, or whether that person is the Kanishtadhikari. Based on this sloka, if we read this sloka carefully, we can understand that what type of person is this, whether it is advanced devotee, Madhyamadhikari, or Kanishtadhikari. Okay, so based on that, if the Kanishtadhikari is there, we should offer mentally our respect. We should not associate with that person. We should just offer our mental respect to that person. Madhyamadhikari, we should offer obeisances and associate with that person, but actual association is required, or actual association is wanted to those person who are really advanced devotee, who are always thinking of Krishna. Okay, they should serve those person and take the association of those person. So careful discrimination should be done with with the devotees. Okay, whether the person is Madhyamadhikari, Kanishtadhikari, or Uttamadhikari. So based on that, and what activity we need to do, that also is written. Okay, so that thing is there. So then in the purports it is written that who is a Kanishtadhikari. So let's differentiate between the three. Who is the Kanishta in little bit more detail, so that we can understand who are the Kanishtadhikari, who are the Madhyamadhikari, and who are the Uttamadhikari. So let's start with the Kanishtadhikari. So Kanishtadhikari is the third class devotee. Okay, and their association is not desirable. Okay, we should not associate with them. We should just offer respect in our mind to them. Okay, what is their mentality? They don't have the full faith in Krishna. Okay, they don't have the full faith. They just have entered into the devotional life. They have seen others practicing, they are having some association with the devotee, they heard they have some shravanam. Okay, and then they become interested, and they are coming to the classes, but the faith is not that much developed. Okay, their faith is not that much developed. Their faith is very pliable faith, or very shakeable faith. Okay, they don't have the knowledge of the shastra. They don't have the knowledge of the goal of the life, the knowledge they don't have, but they have full confidence because they have just entered into the devotional life. So they have full confidence. Oh, I am a very nice devotee, I am very nicely practicing. Okay, devotional life is very easy, we can very so that type of mood will be there uh, with the Kanishta Adhikari. Okay, because they don't have the knowledge in the shastra, they don't have the faith. Okay, just like I'll give you one example. Two students were there. Okay, I'll just take, I was there and one other person was there. So just after the exam, I met my friend and I asked, how was your paper? I think the paper was very easy. It was very easy paper. Okay, then the other person told, oh, you thought it is easy? It was very difficult for me, I could not answer. Okay, so whatever I knew, I just tried to answer, but it was a very difficult paper. Okay, and when I told him that no, paper was very easy, it was very easy. What you are saying, it was very easy. Then that person was very depressed. Okay, this person is saying that paper was very easy, and I was not able to answer very nicely. Okay, but then this happened. Then after some day, the result came, and the result was quite opposite. Okay, my marks were very low, and the person who was saying that I was not able to nicely answer, his marks was better than me. Okay, what can be the reason? The reason was I was not even able to understand the question. Okay, so you can understand, I was not even able to understand the question. That's why I was saying that the question paper was very easy, and so whatever I knew, I just answered. Okay, so like that. So I was not able to even understand the question. That's why I was saying that question is very easy. So that is the level of Kanishta Adhikari. They don't have the knowledge. Okay, they don't have the proper knowledge of devotion. They don't have the deep faith in Krishna. Okay, so faith is also very pliable, and the no knowledge also. So the back of knowledge is also not there, and as well as faith is also not there. So when these type of persons are there, they see sometime they come to YouTube, Instagram, they will have video ISKCON exposed. Okay, so many video you can find in the YouTube. ISKCON exposed. Let's expose ISKCON. Okay, so that a video they will see. Oh, this person is saying correctly only. Yeah, now they will leave ISKCON. They will go. They stop doing devotional service. They go to the atheistic mind of people. Okay, so like that it can happen. Okay, so see, you have to understand that ISKCON is a very big society, and we have um, the Uttam Adhikari also, we have Madhyam Adhikari also, and we have Kanishta Adhikari also. So don't take Kanishta Adhikaris as example of perfect devotee. Okay, otherwise you will understand that ISKCON is not good. Okay, don't see always the negative points. The positive points are also there. The good devotees are also there. We should focus on those devotees. Okay, so that type of thing there. So don't go over the ISKCON exposed. So many videos. If you search ISKCON exposed in YouTube, you will find so many videos. So that type of thing we should be keeping us away from those things. Okay, so we should focus on the devotees who are Uttamadhikari. Okay, so you can understand from this sloka that we should associate with the Uttamadhikari. So those type of person who are whose faith is very pliable, very shakable. Okay, no faith. Okay, or little faith. You can say little faith, just almost nil faith. You can say the faith has just started. Okay, not firm faith. Okay, so that type of person are called as Kanishtadhikari, very shakable faith. If you talk to those person for 10 minutes, if an atheist talk to those person for 1 hour, then that person will be convinced, oh, there is no God. If a Mayavadi talks to that person, Mayavadi can also convince those person that there is no the Krishna, there is only Brahman is only God. Okay, so like that. So say their faith is very pliable, very initial stage. Okay, so that is called the Kanishtadhikari. Okay, they come to temple, they offer obeisances to the deities. Okay, so but they take Lord's name. That is what our sloka is saying, that Kanishtadhikari, their tongue is having Krishna in their name. Okay, their tongue is having Krishna's name. Okay, they started chanting. Okay, so like that. But they see only Krishna in the temple only, or they may not be able to see Krishna in the temple. Okay, they will see the deities and the devotee in the temple only. So they are like they will behave like a devotee in the temple, but when they come out of the temple, they will be like totally a material person. Okay, the materialistic person, and when they go to temple, they will behave like a devotee. Okay, so like that, the life of Kanishtadhikari is, they see only Krishna in the temple, they see devotee only in the temple. Outside the temple, they don't see Krishna's hand. Okay, they don't see that Krishna is there in everything. Okay, Krishna is present everywhere, Krishna's hand is everywhere. Whatever things are happening in our life, that is due to Krishna. Okay, that these things they are not able to see Krishna's hand in everything. They just see Krishna in the temple, they just see the deity of Krishna in the temple, and outside temple there is no Krishna. So like that, so they see Krishna only in the temple. Okay, they don't realize the Krishna's presence everywhere. So that is the Kanishtadhikari, and they think that they are not Kanisht, they are very advanced devotee. Okay, so whatever they are doing, and they everyone should listen to them, and they are very enthusiastic in preaching. Okay, because they think that they have learned so much. Okay, so they can preach everyone. So that type of attitude is there in the Kanishtadhikari. They will go to the preaching and they will discuss with everyone like this, they're a big preacher. Okay, but the fact is they have just entered, and their faith is very pliable. Okay, once they meet a very really a good type of other opposite person, that person can convince, oh, you are following a wrong sect. Okay, so like that. So that thing is of Kanishtadhikari. But they, though they want to preach in the initial stage, but their preaching is not successful, because their preaching, because they don't have the faith on Krishna, they don't have the knowledge. So what they can preach? If they don't have the faith, they don't have the knowledge, so they cannot distribute anything. The minimum they can do is they can ask the other devotees to chant. Okay, that is what, they don't have the qualification to speak on Krishna, so they should just encourage other people to chant. Okay, that minimum they can do. Okay, so that is the Kanishtadhikari phase. Okay, so everyone starts with most of with the Kanishtadhikari as the devotion grows, not the age grows. Okay, I'm not saying the age grows. As the age or the time you spend in Krishna consciousness, you become from Kanishta to Madhyam to Uttam. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm saying as the devotion grows, as the faith grows. Okay, as the faith grows, that person from the Kanishtadhikari becomes the Madhyam Adhikari, or the medium class devotee. Okay, so what is the medium class devotee? Kanishta class devotee, they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the faith. But as the time spends, as the devotion grows, okay, that person becomes a Madhyamadhikari. What is the meaning of Madhyamadhikari? Madhyamadhikari is the person who has strong faith in Krishna. Okay, they don't have that much knowledge of the Shastra. They cannot quote the Shastra. Okay, this verse is from this place, this verse is from this place, this here it is written like that, here, there it is written like that. They cannot quote those things. Okay, they don't have that much strong evidence of the or the they don't have the strong background of the Shastra. Okay, but they have developed the full faith because of the association of so many years they have been associating with the devotees, the advanced devotees, or the Uttam Adhikari. Okay, so they got their mood. Okay, so initially we were talking that when we associate with the devotee, what is the goal of the association? To get their mood, so that how they are serving Krishna, how they are attached to Krishna, that mood also we have. Okay, so through the association, what happens? That person now becomes a Madhyamadhikari. Now their faith is unshakable. Okay, now their faith is very strong, and now the faith is very unshakable. So now if these type of person goes outside for the preaching, they can preach. Why they can preach? They cannot preach through their word very effectively, because they don't have the knowledge of the Shastra. But they can preach through their activities, their emotion, okay, their attitude. Okay, why? Because they have full faith in Krishna. That is being reflected in their attitude, that is being reflected in their activities. Okay, so through their activities and through their um, um, through their what you can say in activities and their okay, activities. So through their activities, they can preach to the other people. Okay, because they have full faith in Krishna, that faith is reflected in their activity, and when the people see their activity, they become encouraged to do the devotional service. Okay, so through the activities, they can preach the Madhyamadikari. Okay, and one more quality is there of the Madhyamadikari. When they have full faith in Krishna, now they can understand the people are of four types. Okay, now they can understand that the people in the general mass of people are also four types. Okay, they can differentiate the people. Okay, they can differentiate the living entities, whatever living entities are there, they can differentiate in that. Okay, so four types of differentiation they make. Okay, first is the differentiation of the Lord. They treat the Lord with the love and devotion. Okay, they have devotion toward the love, they have respect toward the love, the Lord, they have faith, firm faith toward the Lord. Okay, so one is the Lord. Second is the innocent people. Okay, innocent general mass of people. So they have compassion towards the general mass of people. So they see that okay, these people are there, they are ignorant of Krishna. Okay, they are ignorant of Krishna because they have not been associating with any advanced devotee. Okay, so they give their association to those type of people. Okay, the innocent people. Okay, who are unaware about Krishna, unaware about devotional service, they give their association, and they show their compassion towards those devotees. Okay, so when they give their association and try to preach through the association, they can encourage those people, the innocent people, to chant. They can encourage those people to take up the devotional service. Okay, so these are the two types of people. Third people are the um, envious people. Okay, the envious people, the people who are envious towards Krishna. So they can understand that these people are envious people, and what they do is they avoid the association of the envious people. Okay, so so these three we have talked. The Lord we have talked. Okay, then we have talked about the envious people, and then we have talked about the innocent people. And the four types of people are the devotees. Okay, the devotees. Okay, so they can understand that these are the devotee. So with the devotee, what will be the attitude of those person? They associate with those devotee. They show the Maitri Bhav. They show their friendship towards those devotees. Okay, so the Madhyamadikari, they can differentiate the people. They can understand that these people are falling, or the living entity is falling under four category. Okay, they have the different place for the Lord, they have the different place for the devotees, they have different place for the envious people, and they have different place for the innocent people. Okay, so they can differentiate between these, and accordingly they associate, accordingly they they behave in the manner what we have just talked with those four types of people. Okay, so so these type of people, the mood is they have firm faith in Krishna, and they are very serious in their devotion. Okay, they're very serious in their devotion, and they are nicely chanting the Lord's name. Okay, and what we should do with these type of people, we should offer our obeisances, respectful obeisances to these people. We should take association when the Uttamadikaris are not available. Okay, so we can take the association of Madhyamadikari. Okay, at least Madhyamadikari association we should take. Uttamadikari association is most wanted, but Madhyamadikari association also we can take, but Kanishtadikari association we should not take. Okay, so these type of people have a strong faith but less shastric knowledge. Okay, they are not so much advanced in the shastras. Okay, so these are type of people are Madhyamadikari. Okay, and finally the Uttamadikari. The Uttamadikaris are the people who are most perfect, always thinking about Krishna, always serving Krishna. Okay, they think that they are most fallen. They don't differentiate between the four types of people. Okay, we have seen the Madhyamadikari, they differentiate, but as the Madhyamadikaris grow, their devotion grow, and they reach the final stage of Uttamadikari, they can see that they are most fallen. Okay, they are most fallen. How it can happen? How it can happen that they think the Uttamadikari are most advanced and they think that they are most fallen? Because of the humility, because they practice, because you see the Chaitanya Charita, the Shiksha Ashtakam, Trinadapi Shuni Chena, Tarorapi Shahishuna. So as the person advanced, they are very humble. Okay, they are very humble. So they see that they are most fallen. You see the example of Narottam Das Thakur, what he is saying. Patita Pavan Hetu Tav Avatar. He is praying to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Patita Pavan Hetu Tav Avatar. Moshama Patita Prabhu Na Pai Boar. Patita Pavan Hetu Tav Avatar. Your avatar, you have taken the incarnation. Why? To deliver the Patita, the most fallen. Okay. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come. Why? To deliver the most fallen souls. Moshama Patita Prabhu Na Pai Boar means Patita. Of the Patit, I am the most Patita. The Narottam Das Thakur, such a elevated soul, such a elevated devotee. Okay, he is Manjari. Okay, he is Manjari, and he is saying that he is most fallen. Patita Pavan Hetu Tav Avatar, Moshama Patita Prabhu Na Pai Boar. You won't find, you won't be finding any other person who is more fallen than me. Okay. So that is the mood of Narottam Das Thakur. You can see here, okay, that he is such an advanced devotee and he is such a humble, okay. So that is the mood of the most advanced devotee. Even Haridas Thakur example, you take Haridas Thakur, he is Namachar, he was chanting full day, you can say 20, almost 24 hours, whatever time he was not sleeping or not doing, he was just chanting, okay. So much so he was chanting. So when he was very old, he was very friable, his age was very old, very friable, okay. He was not able to chant, okay, but he was endeavoring to chant. Seeing this condition, Mahaprabhu came once to Haridas Thakur and asked, Haridas, you have fulfilled the person of coming to this world. You coming to this world. Okay, whatever the aim, your aim or the purpose of yours was there to come to this world, you have fulfilled. Now there is no need to chant. Okay, so you know what was the reply of Haridas Thakur? Haridas Thakur was saying that Mahaprabhu, you see my old body and think like I am a diseased person, but actually I am very fit. Physically I am very fit, but mentally I am very ill. Why? Because I am not properly chanting the holy names. Okay, I am not chanting the holy name. That's why I feel that I am not able to chant. I am not doing the chanting nicely. That's why I feel that mentally I am very sick. Okay, mentally or spiritually I am very sick, but physically you may see that I am very old, but actually I am very healthy, but mentally and spiritually I am very sick. So that was the mood of Haridas Thakur. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is saying that you are Namacharya, and Haridas Thakur mood is, he is like most patit, he is most fallen. So that is the mood of advanced devotee. You take the example of any advanced devotee, even you take the example of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada went to US, okay, and he was praying to Krishna. Okay, he was praying to Krishna that Krishna, for whatever person you have brought me here, that is that I don't feel that I am capable enough to do those purposes, but to fulfill the instruction of my Guru Maharaj, I just came. Okay, I just came. Now make me dance as you like. So he is saying that I am not capable of doing whatever things my Guru Maharaj has given me the order, but I am doing it just because my Guru Maharaj has given me the order, given me the instruction. To fulfill those I have come, but I am not thinking me as capable of those things. Such advanced devotee, such an advanced um, level of devotion, and he is saying like this. Okay, so that is the mood of advanced devotee. They think like that, that they are most fallen. their condition is most fallen. Okay. So Mataji, Molly Mataji have raised the hand.
Yes, Prabhuji, I have just a small doubt. In this purport, it is given that Kanishta Adhikari has received Harinam initiation from spiritual master,
Okay.
and Madhyama Adhikari has received spiritual initiation from the spiritual caste. What is the
Okay,
difference between both, Prabhuji?
So you see in ISKCON also there are two types of Diksha, you can say, okay? Or other types of Diksha are also there. The most basic is Harinam Diksha, where we get the Harinam. And the second is the Brahman Diksha, the Gayatri Diksha, okay? So that thing is there, and then Sannyas Diksha is also there, okay? So this is the Harinam Diksha, and the later it is talking about the Brahman Diksha, okay? So that is the differentiation between the three types of devotees. I hope you have understood the three types of devotees. So let's see anything to be discussed in the purports. Okay. So here you can see here, one should not remain a Kanishtadhikari. So for us, there is an instruction. You see, one should not remain a Kanishtadhikari. Though we start as Kanishtadhikari, okay. Though we may think that we are Kanishtadhikari, but actually we are not a Kanishtadhikari also, okay. Why? Because we are chanting, but we are not chanting very sincerely, okay. You may be chanting, some people may be chanting, or some people may not be chanting seriously. They are not taking, they may not be taking this instruction of chanting very seriously. But actually, we should take the chanting very seriously. And when we are chanting offenselessly, then we may come under the offenselessly, not because as we grow in the devotion, we may chant offenselessly. But as a Kanishtadhikari, we may not be in the Kanishtadhikari level. Some of you may be in the Kanishtadhikari level, but we may not be in the Kanishtadhikari level also. Okay. So for us, there is one instruction. One should not remain in Kanishtadhikari. One who is situated in the lowest form of devotional service and interested only in worshipping the deity in the temple. Okay. Just to worship the deity in the temple, we should not do like this. Such a devotee described. So this is the description. Okay. So this is the instruction. We should not remain a Kanishtadhikari. Therefore, one should raise himself from the position of Kanishtadhikari to perform to the platform of Madhyamadhikari. So what is the platform of Madhyamadhikari? We have just discussed the platform of Madhyamadhikari. Okay. Okay. So let's see, there was one description of Diksha. So let's see what is the meaning of and who can take Diksha. So from here. So I was telling that second class of the devotee, second class of the Madhyam class devotees, they have taken the initiation and they are engaged in devotional service. To them, we should offer our obeisances. To whom, which type of devotee we should associate and offer our humble obeisances, who have taken Diksha. So what is the about some points Prabhupada has written about the Diksha. Yes, so anyone who can volunteer for reading? Who? Vaishnavi Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Should I
Hare
read
Krishna.
from process? The process.
The process, yes, Mataji.
The process by which a devotee becomes attached to Krishna is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya 4.192. Diksha kale bhakta kare atma samarpana, say kale Krishna tare kare atma sama. At the time of initiation, when a devotee fully surrenders to the service of Lord, Krishna accepts him to be as good as he himself. Diksha or spiritual initiation is explained in the Bhakti Sandarbha by Srila Jiva Goswami. दिव्यं ज्ञानं यतो दद्यात् कुर्यात् पापस्य सङ्कषम् तस्मात् दीक्षेति सा प्रोक्ता देशिकैस्तत्त्वकोविदै. By Diksha, one gradually becomes disinterested in material enjoyment and gradually becomes interested in spiritual life. We have seen many practical examples of this, especially in Europe and America. Many students who come to us from rich and respectable families quickly lose all interest in material enjoyment and become very eager to enter into spiritual life. Although they come from very wealthy families, many of them accept living conditions that are not very comfortable. Indeed, for Krishna's sake, they are prepared to accept any living condition as long as they can. Prabhu, can you scroll?
Okay.
As long as they can live in the temple and associate with the Vaishnavas. When one becomes so disinterested in the material enjoyment, he becomes fit for initiation by spiritual master. For the advancement of spiritual life, Srimad Bhagavatam prescribes tapasa brahmacharya Aryena, Shamena, Cha, Damena Cha. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of his mind and body. If one is so prepared and is desirous of receiving spiritual enlightenment, Jnanam, he is fit for being initiated. Divyam Jnanam is technically called Tadvijnana or knowledge about the Supreme. Tadvignatam Sagurum Eva Bhigachati. When one is interested in the transcendental subject matter of absolute truth, he should be initiated. Such a person should approach a spiritual master in order to take Diksha. Diksha. Srimad Bhagavatam also prescribes Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta Nasuhu Shreya Uttamam. When one is actually interested in transcendental science of absolute truth, he should approach a spiritual master.
Okay, Mataji. So you see about Diksha, many points of Prabhupada has written. Okay. So Prabhupada is saying that just for the fashion purpose, we should not accept Diksha. Okay. So we and other persons has come to the Krishna consciousness at the same time. Okay. This person has taken Diksha. He has now a Dikshit name. He has name is changed. Okay. I feel very shy. I don't feel good that I don't have the Diksha name. I have not been initiated till now. Okay. So this type of mood should not be there. If this type of mood is there, we should not take initiation during we need to purify more to get the Diksha. Okay. So so when we take Diksha, we should be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of mind and body, and elevate ourselves to the for the purpose of okay. Okay, so let's where we were about the Diksha. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of mind and body. Okay. When a person is serious about accepting Diksha, he must be prepared to practice austerity, celibacy, and control of the mind. Then this person is eligible. Okay. When one is interested in transcendental subject matter of absolute truth, he should be initiated. Who should be initiated? When one is interested in transcendental subject matters. Okay. Interested in transcendental subject matter means interested in the spiritual subject matters. When one is interested in spiritual subject matter, then they can take Diksha. Okay. Few more points. One should not accept a spiritual master without following his instruction. Okay, we have taken the Diksha, then our job is over. Now it is Guru's job to take us to back to God, back to Godhead. Okay, Guru's job is to give you the way, the path. Okay, so that you follow. Without following, nothing is going to happen. Okay, just like a teacher is there, you go to a school, you go to a coaching institute, anywhere you go, teacher is not going to sit for you in the exam. Okay, teacher, it is not the job of the teacher to sit in the exam and write the exam paper and pass you. Okay, it is your job. Okay, teacher's job is to prepare you for that exam, and your job is to follow the instruction whatever teacher says. When you follow the instruction correctly, and the teacher also sees that you are doing the endeavor nicely, okay, then you can pass the exam. The teacher is not going to sit for you in the exam, okay, and you must be prepared to follow the instruction of the teacher. When you are following the instruction of teacher, then you may pass the exam, okay. So that thing is there. So one should not accept a spiritual master without following instruction, okay. If you are not able to follow the instruction of teacher, you should not go to coaching institute just for the so that, okay, my friend is also going, he's preparing for some IIT, he's preparing for NEET, let me also go and prepare, okay. And just going there and not following the any instruction of the teacher not going to help you, okay. So the thing is, when we go to the coaching institute, we should be prepared to follow the instruction of the teacher, okay. So that thing is there. So we should be following the instruction of the teacher. Okay, so here it is written, one should not accept a spiritual master without following instruction. Okay, nor should one accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. Oh, we are very spiritual, we have initiation now. Prabhuji, you know, my name, spiritual name is like this, my spiritual name is this. Okay, so if this thing is, if it is the the reason for you to accept the initiation, then it is the wrong way. Okay, one should not accept a spiritual master just to make a fashionable show of spiritual life. Okay, one must be jigyasu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master. You should show the spiritual master, oh, I am very eager to learn the method of spiritual enlightenment, to learn the the way how to love Krishna, how to generate our love for Krishna, the hidden or you can say the what is the here not the hidden, it is like a like the slept, okay. The word, exact word I'm not getting, okay. So that love, dormant
Dormant,
love of
Prabhuji.
Krishna, yes, dormant. So dormant love of Krishna, how to the dormant love of Krishna is there in everyone's heart. So how to generate that dormant love of Krishna, okay. So that we should be eager enough. So when we are eager and when a spiritual master is worthy enough, then we can grow in our spiritual life. So one must be jigyasu, very much inquisitive to learn from the bona fide spiritual master, okay. Generally, people are very interested in inquiring about the mundane subject matters, but when one has lost such interest and is simply interested in transcendental subject matters, he is quite fit for being initiated. So, the person who is fit for initiation, he will be interested in transcendental subject matters, not the mundane subject matters. The person who is interested and he has a chance to meet his spiritual master, he won't be asking about his mundane life. Okay, this problem is there in my life, my child has, please bless him so that he become a nice doctor, nice engineer. Okay, this is the problem in my material life. This should not be there. Okay, we should when we meet our spiritual master, our inquiry should be spiritual. Okay, and we should be very eager to meet our spiritual master, and we should be very eager to ask the inquiry about the spiritual life. Okay. Okay, so that was the few points Prabhupada has written about the Diksha. So the second level of devotee, they are qualified to get initiated, and that is these things are these symptoms are there in this devotee. So when we see this devotee, we should offer our respectful obeisances, and we can associate with these devotees also. Okay. So few points here also. Okay, so this paragraph one person can read. Who can read?
Rose, shall I read?
Molly Mataji. Yes, Mataji, please read.
Yes, Prabhu. The chanting of holy name of Krishna is so sublime that if one chants the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra offensively, carefully avoiding the 10 offenses, he can certainly be gradually elevated to the point of understanding that there is no differences between the holy name of Lord and the Lord himself. One who has reached such an understanding should be very much respected by Niyukti devotees. One should know for certain that without chanting the holy name of Lord offensively, one cannot be proper candidate for advancement in Krishna consciousness.
Okay, so you see here the line, one should know for certain. This is for certain. We should know for certain. This is for certain that without chanting the holy name of the Lord offenselessly. If you are not chanting the Lord's name offenselessly, then what will happen? One cannot be proper candidate for the advancement in Krishna consciousness. We cannot advance in Krishna consciousness if we are not chanting the Lord's name offenselessly. Many people are not chanting even Lord's name also. Okay, what to speak of the offenselessly chanting. Okay, so we should our rounds we should finish, and offenselessly we should try to finish. There are 10 offenses to the holy name. Okay, in nectar of devotion, when we read those 10 offenses, we'll see the at that time. Okay, so there are 10 offenses, or maybe in the next few classes, maybe in the nectar of instruction only, some where it can come, or maybe during our discussion we can discuss sometime. Okay, so there are 10 offenses to the holy name, and we should try to avoid those 10 offenses. Okay, when we chant the holy name, and one of most important is the Vaishnava Prad. Okay, we should not do the Vaishnava Prad, the devotees who are doing the service towards the Lord. Okay, so first thing is we should differentiate whether the person is actually a devotee or not. Okay, so till now you have understood this point. We have discussed in the last class also that a person, what color of dress he is wearing does not decide which type of devotee he is. Okay, a person who is a in a dress of a brahmachari, an orange dress, can be a Kanistadhikari also. Here, Rupa Goswami has not written the person who is wearing this kind of dress, that person is a devotee. Okay, even a person who is having tilak, mala, kanthi, and who is having Vaishnava dress is not actually, okay, or may not be actually a devotee. Okay, so we should differentiate those devotee based on the characters which is written in the sloka and the purports, not on the dress, not on the outfit, not on how much services they are doing to the temple, which positions they are in the temple. Okay, maybe some person is a president of the temple. Okay, but he is not fitting in any of these quality, then that person is, we should not take that person as actually a devotee. That person may be a totally materialistic person. Just by sitting at one place, he should not gain he should not gain our trust that we can associate with those kind of person. Okay, so we should be very critical about those person. Every person who is wearing a tilak mala and coming to the temple is not a devotee actually. This point everyone should understand, because when we are very new in Krishna consciousness, when we come to the Krishna consciousness, in the starting we think that every person who is coming to temple is very nice devotee. Okay, every person with whom we are associating is a very nice devotee, but actually that point is not correct. Okay, we should not give our trust to every person initially. Okay, so as we grow in Krishna consciousness, we come to know to how to differentiate, but in initial phase we should be very careful. Okay, so one more very important line we'll read. Okay, this is the line. Everyone begins his devotional life from a neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttam Adhikari. Okay, so one question one may have that, Prabhu, I am very fallen. whatever you are saying that we are not able to follow those things, okay? This type of highest level of things are written, but we are not able to follow these type of things, okay? So Prabhupada is writing very clearly. Everyone begins his devotional life from a neophyte stage, okay? From the initial Kanishta Adhikari phase, everyone starts from that, okay? But that doesn't mean that there is no hope, okay? There is every chance is there that a Kanishta Adhikari is there if he does his devotional life, if he does his devotional services, and if he chants very nicely, then he may be gradually elevated to the highest stage, okay? So, but the thing is, we should be doing all those things which are being mentioned previously, okay? So we may not be doing all those activities because that activities are of perfect person, okay? We may be in very initial stage or the neophyte devotee, and we have just started our devotional life. So when we begin our devotional life, we may be very much enthusiastic, okay? We may be thinking that, okay, we are very advanced devotees, whatever we have discussed earlier, that we think ourselves as very advanced devotee, but actually we are Kanishta Adhikari. So like we have, because that is the nature of the Kanishta Adhikari. Little bit knowledge is there and little bit knowledge, and the humility is not there. So with that little bit knowledge, we puff off. Okay, we think that we are very advanced devotees. So like that can happen. Okay, but there is hope. Prabhupada is writing clearly that everyone begins his devotional life from the neophyte stage, but if one properly finishes chanting the prescribed number of rounds of Harinam offenselessly. Okay, we have read that word offenselessly. So when we finish our prescribed number of round Harinam offenselessly, he is elevated step by step to the highest platform, Uttam Adhikari. Okay, so the hope is there. It is not like that we have started our devotional life. We may not be in the Kanishta Adhikari also, but the way is there. Then Prabhupada is clearly writing the way. The way is Harinam. Offenselessly chanting the Harinam, associating with the pure devotee and serving them, and associating and getting their mood and mercy. Okay. With this, we can elevate ourselves. Elevation is very easy. I'm saying again the easy, because it is dependent on the mercy of the person with whom we are associating. If we are lucky enough, or if we are fortunate enough to associate with a very advanced devotee, and we serve them very nicely and with eagerness to learn Krishna consciousness to them, we associate with them, then they can give us mercy, and with that mercy we can elevate ourselves to Krishna consciousness. Okay, so it is very easy method. Okay, so with this, we'll end our class. So the link is already there in the chat box. So you can mark your attendance. Okay. If you have any question, you can ask. Mali Mataji.
Prabhuji, I don't have a question. Just I want to share something with you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
It's my personal experience as a Kanishta Adhikari, which the blunder I have done in my life, Prabhuji. When I started my process of coming inside the temple and little bit of so-called knowledge which I have got, I started preaching very hardly in my family with my husband. And I became very strict, like I am the perfect devotee, very pure devotee, and which has bounced back very badly to me. Like I did not have that much of knowledge at that time. And now I regret that after 16 years of my experience, now I regret that whatever mistake I have done in my life as Kanishta, and when you are reading all those paragraphs, I was just recognizing and realizing that what all blunder I have done in my life during my previous life, just because of the thought that as a Kanishta that I'm very pure, I know everything. And like I started preaching immediately to my husband, and it was like, since he's a non-devotee, like it bounced back very badly to me. So when he was reading all those paragraphs, I was like feeling how big fool I am. How big fool I am, Prabhuji. But now with the mercy of Prabhupada and all, I'm under the service of really good devotees who are like not only senior, but they are having nice knowledge also. And I'm really thankful that they are there to guide me, like not only spiritually, but also materially, like how to handle the people in the family and all, which is really helpful for me, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhu. So
Yes,
as a devotee, we have
Hare
to be
Krishna.
very careful, Prabhu, because little bit of service we do and we become so puffed up that we have known anything and everything, and there what we do some blunders, and it gives very bad effect in our spiritual, and if we are family, then it gives very bad in our family members also. Due to that blunder, still I am struggling to make my husband a devotee. But with some others devotees association and all he started to chant, but still he's not like fully into devotion because of my own blunder. It is 100% me who has done mistake, and because of that, today my husband is not a devotee just because of my blunder. So I really feel very bad when I think about that. That because of my blunder, I have made one soul not coming inside a devotion mode. Just because of my puffed-offness, my blunder and my stupidity. 100%.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you for sharing. But I think that when we are, everyone of us have made some mistake during the initial. This is the way how the Kanishta Adhikari or the neophyte devotee they behave like that in the initial phase. Okay, so but I think that when we preach, we cannot preach when we are neophyte, and when we try to preach, then these things can happen. So instead of that, we should give our love, our respect to those person who are not in the devotion. We should give them the care. Okay, then they can observe what we are doing. Okay, otherwise if we are not caring, then whatever you are doing, um, they may be in the repulsive mood of whatever you are doing. So give them the love and care, and whatever you are doing, they may respect one day. Okay, so that can happen. Yes, any other person wants to ask anything, question? One name I can see, Hindi RJ 94.3 My FM India. I don't know who is this person. Please rename yourself so that I can remember you, that you are attending some classes. I don't know whether they are online also or not. In online classes, we don't know other person is, when their video is off, we cannot see that whether they are really online or just. Okay. So with this, we end our class. So next class, next week. So tomorrow, day after tomorrow is Gaur Purnima. So yes. Okay. Vanchakalpataru Kripa Sindhu Vaichavati Dhanam Pavane Vaishnava.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.